Hello, I'm Jane and this is Alice. Once again it's time to elect a new government in Britain. Some of you simply won't vote and that would be a real shame. If politicians need to show off by walking on water, then do it with the tide, not against it. I was born in Britain, of British parents and grandparents, and I still take a strong interest in events in Britain. British people achieved great things in the past, and I know they can achieve more in the future. How can we fix the problems currently facing Britain? It seems to me the country has lost her way. We need to make decisions that bring back Britain's greatness to once again become Great Britain.
Yes, I agree. With the election just around the corner and the same old rubbish being bandied around, you might just vote into power another dose of the same old disasters.
Please remember, it's not the people of Britain who are dumb, it's the people who control Britain who are dumb.
Wow, Jane, that's quite a statement.
Well, it's true, Alice. The parties and their major supporters are fooling people into believing that their policies are the only option. No way. No way! Because the media drives everything, the truth doesn't get reported. In short, they think you, the voters, are stupid. It's not your fault. You could be much better off if you cut yourselves off from these people. Bring in a real government where the needs of the whole population come first.
It's not just Britain that has a problem. Governments all over the world operate in the same way. Corruption is rife everywhere. Two parties control everything.
That's right, but there is a very simple way of changing things and forcing the politicians to return to decent, honest values. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to let people know what you're thinking, and you don't run the risk of your views being known. Before I give you the solution, let me introduce some experienced politicians from the past who can pass on some thoughts to you.
It so happens I had quite a lot of experience when the
You're right. When we hear the results of political opinion polls, we don't have any idea of what people have been asked, so why should we believe their nonsense? We usually don't know the politicians, we don't go to political meetings, and we don't know the things they stand for. We only know what the media tells us, and how do we know they are honest?
We don't. These big parties are just manipulating us. They want us to believe their stories, which are skewed to meet their own needs. You need facts to decide which politicians meet your needs, not just someone else's opinions. Keep that in mind. Let me quote Winston again. We occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of us pick ourselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. We don't want to be involved. Then we moan about all those who mess things up.
Our major politicians have very one-sided personal thought processes. Margaret Thatcher typified this.
Please remember, only the ones who sell their soul to the party backers can ever hope to become leader of a major political party. They just need to toady up, backstab everyone in their way, and be totally unaware of the interests of anyone else. Of course, you also have to be two-faced. Cabinet colleagues are always wonderfully competent people until you fire them out of the blue. Honest, caring people never get to be major party leaders. How do you feel, Margaret, when you said, "To me, consensus seems to be the process of abandoning all beliefs, principles, values and policies. So it's something in which no one believes and to which no one objects." It looks like everyone is out of step except our Margaret.
I had very great faith in there was a unity of purpose.
That makes me think you went against your beliefs in supporting the EU. Surely the people of the EU have such different needs that the idea of a harmonious EU is totally impractical in the long run. You also said, standing in the middle of the road is very dangerous. You get knocked down by the traffic from both sides. Do you have a comment? Does this mean only Margaret's views were acceptable to run Britain?
Believe you me, I had no doubts whatsoever. It was the right thing to do.
Harold Wilson, you said one man's wage increase is another man's price increase. May we have a comment from you?
Turning a country facing that danger into a country that was united and determined, I think that is what I would like to be remembered for.
I believe you also said everyone should have an equal chance, but they shouldn't have a flying start. What is your comment on that one?
We're all human beings with our frailties. I'm sometimes accused of another weakness, loyalty to my colleagues. That's not a weakness. I have always backed them, even when sometimes they've put me in a spot, and I've tried to see them through. But loyalty by the Prime Minister to his colleagues is essential.
Here's an interesting thought about Europe. When Adolf Hitler attacked Great Britain, our people survived by the skin of their teeth. Only Hitler's stupidity saved us. Along with the Americans, we bombed Germany's industrial power out of existence.
Yes, but the Germans are industrious people and they rebuilt these industries after the war, installing the latest technologies. Other countries kept the old technologies. Today, Germany is the most powerful and influential country in Europe.
Aha! So ask yourself, why did German industrialists allow Hitler to destroy their country? Perhaps it was so that the 1,000-year Reich they talked about would be an industrial and financial Reich, not a military Reich. Who were really the long-term victors in the Second World War?
They might say, it seems to me, you are rich, we are poor. You seem well fed, we are hungry. You have been victorious, we have been defeated. You have valuable colonies, we have none. You have your navy, where is ours? You have had the past, let us have the future. Above all, I fear, they would say, you are weak, and we are strong.
So, briefly, what do you do about setting Britain on the right track?
It is simplicity itself. You go to the voting booth and you vote for anyone you feel happy with, except for politicians from the major parties.
You will end up with a new style of coalition, which may or may not work. If it does, then it may be worth trying in the long term. If it fails, then you will still have demonstrated the absolute power of the people over the main parties and the establishment. All of them will have to think of what you want, not what they want. You will have achieved one of the greatest victories in British history.